Hi, and welcome back to the channel. My name's John, and this is Old Dude Reacts. Today we're going to react to one of my more controversial artists. I absolutely love his work, but his videos tend to be a little bit on the controversial side. So if you're offended, I kind of sort of apologize, but not really. Anyway, today we're going to be reacting to Tom MacDonald singing Sheeple. Now, as a warning, I like to pause a lot. My background is video and photography, so I comment on all aspects of the video, from audio to the camera angles to props, etc. So I pause quite a bit. So if you want to watch the video in its whole, there's going to be a link down in the description that brings you right there, and you can watch it without all this old man's rambling about. In any case, let's get to it. Tom MacDonald singing Sheeple. All right.
Humans been controlled since
as I said, I get into these things very quickly. I love the vibe. I'm trying to remember. This is either human. Oh man. Anyway, this is something very similar to an old Asimov book, When Electric Sheep Dream. But in any case, just saw that in there, and that first thing came to my mind. Let's see if I can get more than 3 seconds into this.
humans been controlled since the day that they were civilized. The truth has been so heavily politicized. If you don't know who's controlling you and killing all the little guys, find out who you're not allowed to criticize.
Wow. The thing I love about Tom MacDonald is he just jumps right into it. I mean, this guy is like, I don't care who you are or what you're about. He's going to tell you his truth, and he doesn't really care if you like it or not. Matter of fact, he thrives on controversy, and you can't really argue with a lot of this stuff. I mean, who are you not allowed to criticize? Yeah, I can't even say it on this channel because YouTube just loves to strike people for that kind of thing.
Don't know who's controlling you and killing all the little guys, find out who you're not allowed to criticize. Black folks who were never ever actual slaves, fighting with white folks who ain't actual Nazis, controlled by rich folks who use the news to make hate, while elite folks control other political parties. It's a big lie, trying to make you pick sides, trying to make you burn the cities down and kill each other. They got sick minds. Big lie.
Oh, God. So, he's got it right. I mean, the media and politicians love to give you an enemy. They love to tell you who the bad guy is. And you got to wonder why. What's the reasoning in doing this? Instead of pushing unification, instead of pushing understanding, instead of pushing good news, why do they push the hate? That's a question that only a handful of people can answer.
Trying to make you pick sides, trying to make you burn the cities down and kill each other. They got sick minds. Big lies, deep on the police so that there's big crime. To take away our freedom, to restore order, they let die. Play with people, turn men into women, make the counterculture mainstream to mix up the system. Change the pronouns. If gender is a spectrum, so is privilege. I know poor white folks and black celebrities with millions. They starve you with a lack of information. And no.
Wow. There's a constant flow of stuff to intake here. And he's right. I mean, there's so much diversity already in this world. There's so much inclusion. But they have to push tiny little things to make you focus on that tiny little thing rather than everything else that's going on around it. And you're told that anyone who disrupts that tiny little vision that they're pushing that you're evil for not paying attention to and supporting that tiny little vision. So the question remains, why? Why do they do that? What is their gain? And who are, quote unquote, they? And that's kind of what he's trying to push here.
White folks and black celebrities with millions. They starve you with a lack of information and only give you facts through a branded corporation. Distort your worldview with an algorithm that changes based on propaganda curated for your engagement. We can't be free, can't have no peace till we're on the same team, but y'all are sheep. Blue to screens just part of the machine. Y'all are sheep. What do y'all believe? Oh, my sheep.
Okay, I'm going to turn off the closed captions because they're absolutely useless. So yeah, I mean, do you dare believe what the media is telling you? Or do you dare question what the media is telling you?
What do y'all believe? Oh, my sheep.
By the way, I don't know if you noticed it or not, but what he's wearing here is a bulletproof vest. He's got this whole kind of apocalyptic theme going on with this video, the kind of Eye of Sauron in the background there. It's, the editing on this is awesome. They always are. But they step up every single time.
Nothing's what it seems. Hollywood been rotting your brain, controlling your mouth. You say lit, fleet, bet, cap, they trying to dumb you down. They endorse whatever narrative is popular to shout and use minorities in movies for diversity clout. Two sides on the spectrum, but ain't none of them honest. Took the red pill and the blue pill, spit them both in the garbage. Being woke used to mean you understood you're a target, and now it's having two good legs and never taking a step forward. If you agree, it's free.
Dang. That means having two legs and never taking a step forward. If that isn't spitting the truth, I don't know what is. I mean, it seems to me that a lot of this stuff is just, I don't know, taking steps backwards. It's teaching division, but in a different way. I don't know. It doesn't seem right in my view. What do y'all think?
Understood you're a target, and now it's having two good legs and never taking a step forward. If you agree, it's free speech. Disagree, it's hate speech. Erase it if it came from anywhere except the mainstream. Trump supporters labeled as the racist, but that can't be. Lincoln was Republican, and that's who ended slavery. Science been politicized, it's easy to see. A mask became a symbol of which side you believe.
There was a line he said here that Lincoln was a Republican who ended slavery. And he's absolutely right. But one of the things to look at is if you look at who made a lot of the quote-unquote racist laws, Jim Crow laws, segregation, a lot of the, basically the segregated laws, a lot of them were created by Democratic parties. But if you know your history and you tell people that, they'll either say that you're lying, gaslighting them, or you don't actually know what's going on. And if you don't know it, the media is telling you that it's the Republicans coming up with all this stuff. And it's simply not true. Now, what few people don't say about Lincoln is that he ended slavery not so much as a kindness towards people, but more of a business-related things. The South was able to do things cheaper through slave labor. Actually, the slave laws around that time were pretty, I don't want to say pro-slave, but there were a lot of kinder laws towards slaves at that time, but still made anything on a slave-made factory or plantation, etc., cheaper labor than what the North could do. And so there was an economic divide between the two halves. And what Lincoln was looking to do was to end that economic advantage that the South had in order to compete fairly with the North. In any case, the fact that it had humanitarian benefits, I think, was a close second, but it wasn't the primary interest.
Science been politicized, it's easy to see. A mask became a symbol of which side you believe. But you'll never cure a sickness till you cure the greed. Because the problem with our natural immunity is it's free. Society is broken, want you locked inside a cubicle. Addicted to pornography, liquor, and pharmaceuticals. Tell you that you're fat and poor and you were never beautiful. Then tweet how much they love you when they hear about your funeral. We can't be free, can't have no peace till we're on the same team. But y'all are sheep.
Okay, he says he can't be free until we're all on the same team. But the question is, could we ever be on the same team? Is that even possible? I mean, a team has a unified goal, has a unified strategy of getting there. They have leaders that are helping people move towards that unified direction. But with people being people, and no one having the same point of view on any one subject, how would a team ever take place? I don't think that it's possible to act as one team, but it is possible to use the framework that we have to stop making the division. But what politicians don't want you to understand is it's that division that gets them votes. The Democrats are always like, oh, poor people, we must help you. The government must be there to give you things so that you have an easier life. But they don't tell you that they're the ones that are helping you stay in that position. They're the ones that are creating policies where it makes you reliant on them. Whereas the Republicans are there saying, oh, you shouldn't have to give your money to the poor people. They should be lifted up out of poverty by themselves. But it's also the Republicans who are not helping the underprivileged be self-sustainable. So it's a system that is not meant to fix itself. It's meant to cause division, because division means guaranteed votes on one side or another. That's the unfortunate truth. And is there a better system? Unfortunately, no. Not that I've seen. And I've lived all over the world. I've lived under all kinds of governments, from tyrannical regimes to democratic institutions, or republic institutions, I should say. For all of its flaws, it's still the best one going. And to change it, well, that's a task best left for better minds than mine.
Have no peace till we're on the same team, but y'all are sheep. Blue to screens just part of the machine. Y'all are sheep. What do y'all believe?
I love how he goes back and forth between the white and the black contacts. That must be super painful to wear.
Y'all are sheep. What do y'all believe?
I, Robot. That was the name of the movie that I see in here, which was based off Asimov's book, When Electric Sheep Dream, or short story, I should say. Also, there was scenes very much similar to this in the video game Detroit Human, which, good game, horrible political statements.
What do y'all believe? Nothing's what it seems. If they can't convince you you, they confuse you. They want you dumb and dead. They divided you by race, religion, income, and sex. Made everybody right and left. The hatred got so intense. If the other side likes oxygen, you'll put a bag on your head. And the conspiracy theories labeled as misinformation is just a terrifying truth that scares the hell out the nation. The system treating you like trash and you got rifles to aim with. Just imagine how they'll treat you when your guns get confiscated. George Orwell, 1984 was his last lecture. George called them thought police. Now we call them fact check.
Wow. Just so much there. Okay, George Orwell, book 1984. If you haven't read it, read it. It is scary how well George Orwell predicted future systems. He predicted that books would be banned for improper thought, that there would be thought police who could determine what you were thinking. If it wasn't proper, you'd be putting under re-education camps or prison, and that your walls would be covered with giant screens showing you dumb TV shows to keep you dumb, to keep you thinking the right think, as they called it. It's a great book. I highly recommend it. The movie's okay, but the book is 10 times better, as is normal with books and movies. Anyway.
Orwell, 1984 was his last lecture. George called them thought police. Now we call them fact checkers. Government surveillance trying to catch you. They don't ask questions. Mass incarceration equals capital for cash investors. The system isn't broke, it's working fine. Oppressive and chaotic is how it was designed. They say if we ain't doing nothing wrong, there's nothing to hide. While their agenda and intelligence completely classified. They don't teach you rights in school, you never learn them at all. Cause they're easy to remove if you don't know what they are.
God bless it. They don't teach you the rights in school. And, well, actually, that's not necessarily correct. I have 2 teenagers, and they're going through the government class right now in 9th grade. And they're being taught the Constitution. They're being taught the Bill of Rights, etc. But it's not public school. In public schools, there's who knows what they're teaching there. I mean, some of the things I see on YouTube and such about teachers, they're being hired because of a severe teacher shortage. The stuff that they're spewing on TikTok, oh my God. I would hate to have a young child right now, because this is not the type of teachers I would want going. Anyway, this old man's going on a rant. Let's get back to this.
They don't teach you rights in school, you never learn them at all. Cause they're easy to remove if you don't know what they are. The only people you can rule are the criminal ones. So they force you into corners till you're breaking the law. We can't be free, can't have no peace till we're on the same team. But y'all are sheep. Lucas screams just part of the machine. Y'all are sheep. What do y'all believe? Nothing's what it seems.
Nova is awesome. Jared does great editing. It's such a great team. That's, all I got to say. All right. That was Tom MacDonald singing Sheeple. I swear, every time I view one of his videos, I figure, can this dude get any more controversial? And yet he finds a new way to do it every single time. I applaud his lyrical skills. I applaud his music skills. And I applaud his bravery. He's made a whole career based off of controversy. And in a corporate music world where uniformity is more key than controversy, I applaud his bravery on that. I mean, the guy's totally independent, makes amazing music. There'll be links down below. Go and check out his stuff. Go buy his stuff. I've got several t-shirts of his already. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed that. I'm going to head on out. But if you have any comments, questions, suggestions, whatever the case may be, please do leave them down in the comments, as I always love hearing from you guys. And as always, I wish you a fantastic day. Bob, it's your time to take us out of here.